First Esdras, chapter 7. Then Sisinius, the governor of Celesyria and Phoenice, and Sathrabazans, with their companions following the commandments of King Darius, did very carefully oversee the holy works, assisting the ancients of the Jews and governors of the temple. And so the holy works prospered when Aggeus and Zacharias the prophets prophesied. And they finished these things by the commandment of the Most High Power of Israel, and with the consent of Cyrus, Darius, and Artaxerxes, kings of Persia. And thus was the holy house finished in the 23rd day of the month Adar, in the 6th year of Darius, king of the Persians. And the children of Israel, the priests and the Levites, and others that were of the captivity, that were added unto them, did according to the things written in the book of Moses. And to the dedication of the temple of the Most High Power, they offered 100 bullocks, 200 rams, 400 lambs, and 12 goats for the sin of all Israel, according to the number of the chief of the tribes of Israel. The priests also and the Levites stood arrayed in their vestments according to their kindreds, in the service of the Most High Power of Israel according to the book of Moses, and the porters at every gate. And the children of Israel that were of the captivity held the Passover the 14th day of the first month. After that, the priests and the Levites were sanctified. They that were of the captivity were not all sanctified together, but the Levites were all sanctified together. And so they offered the Passover for all them of the captivity, and for their brethren, the priests, and for themselves. And the children of Israel that came out of the captivity did eat, even all they that had separated themselves from the abominations of the people of the land, and sought the Most High Power of Israel. And they kept the feast of unleavened bread 7 days, making merry before the Most High Power, for that he had turned the counsel of the king of Assyria towards them, to strengthen their hands in the works of the Most High Power of Israel. All praise to the power of the Son of Man, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Father, I am that I am, and for him sending his only begotten Son, the Son of Man, to finally come and save the small remnant of the lost sheep of the house of Israel, still trying to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of their abilities. Now, this is a beautiful chapter, mainly because the Most High strengthened Israel's hand. And when I say Israel, I mean the children of Israel of that time. He strengthened their hand, you know what I'm saying, for them keeping the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, as it reads in the last verse of chapter 7, verse 15. For that he had turned the counsel of the king of Assyria towards them, to strengthen their hands in the works of the Most High Power of Israel. So basically in this chapter, the children of Israel were following the laws, statutes, and commandments by keeping the high holy days of the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And with that, the Most High strengthened their hand. And even the verse before, well, a couple verses before that, verse 13 and 14, I should have went up a little bit. Verse 13, and the children of Israel that came out of the captivity did eat, even all that they had separated themselves from the abominations of the people of the land, and sought the Most High. And they kept the Feast of Unleavened Bread 7 days, making merry before the Most High Power. So basically, this chapter was short and sweet, and it basically sums up by saying, if you follow the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your abilities, and put away all the abominations of the Gentiles, the Most High can strengthen your hand too, just like he strengthened our forefathers and our foremothers during this time in First Esdras. Now that strength can come in various ways. The Most High is all-knowing and all-seeing. So when it comes to strength, the Most High, it doesn't have to be physical strength. It could be knowledge. It could be you having favor over all the other nations. Again, I love to go back to Joseph, because Joseph is a prime example of how a man of a low estate can be brought up by the strength of the Most High and be a ruler over all Egypt, over all people. You know what I'm saying? How did one man do that? Because the Most High's hand strengthened him. The Most High was behind Joseph. That's why Joseph went from being a prisoner all the way to the second in command in Egypt. And that is beautiful. That's the strength of the Most High. Not physical strength, but favor. You know what I'm saying? The Egyptians showed Joseph favor. You know what I'm saying? Because of all the power that Joseph had. That power, again, came from the Most High. No, it wasn't physical power, but in this case, in Joseph's case, it was the power of being needed, or the power of favor. You know what I'm saying? The power of people running to you when they have problems, people running to you for questions, well, for answers for their questions. You know what I'm saying? That's a form of power too. And usually that type of power is not physical power, but is a power that's usually given into the hands of a king. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody runs to the king, just like a president. Everybody runs to the president with questions because they know that the president or the king has to have an answer. Because if they don't have an answer, then what is their use for being a king or a president? And I know I'm contradicting myself, because I know you try to ask the current president, you know what I'm saying, any kind of thing is and that's why he's being replaced this coming January. But that's another subject. I'm just trying to use examples here. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, all praise to the power of the Son of Man, Abraham, Isaac, and Israel. Father, I am that I am, and his only begotten Son, the Son of Man. Aman, shalom, and so be it. Keep your head up, Israel, in these trying times, aka spiritual Jacob's trouble. I don't know when physical Jacob's trouble is going to come upon us, but spiritual Jacob's trouble is here. It already touched down. So keep your head up and keep your mind focused. Shalom.